Have you ever looked completely fine while feeling not good enough was taking up far more space inside than anyone knew? Sometimes we sabotage ourselves. Feeling not good enough becomes an inner struggle when the outside world looks normal, but the private experience feels a bit heavier. A person may function, might make joke, I go to work, I go to school. If they might be a parent, sibling, sister, brothers, they might go in on a date. They might also socialize while quietly wrestling with feelings of not good enough. Think about this for a moment. What are we really trying to protect when we are feeling not good enough? When that becomes private. I want you to use, I would like you rather to use your intuition, to use your discernment. This is not for everyone, but there's a lot of us that perhaps are not feeling good enough. And there's a lot of times that individuals actually portray that or throw that at us, for lack of a better word, and we believe them. But the only reason that we believe it is because we have believed it ourselves. If someone tells you or told me I'm so and so, I correct them immediately, whether it be internally or externally, depending on the circumstances. And I let them know that that's not who I am. So, a lot of times, feeling not good enough, it carries over and it creates this lens. You become this is what is called the observer effect. You start looking for reason, your mind start looking for reason to prove what you already stated, what you already believe of not good enough. Now, that might be a generational thing, perhaps. What do you think? You've learned something, you apply it, and then you believe it, it goes on the back burner. Because depending on who you are, whether it be Generation X, they hide behind self-reliance. They're the doer. They like to do things a little different. They're not generation better or worse, I'll say, although some people would say, yes, it is. That's not what I'm talking about here. Millennials may negotiate it through achievement and role pressure, but the Gen X brought the millennia brought the Gen Z. And the Gen Z this day, they might name it more openly, like they're experiencing highly visible digital space. Some Gen Z got thousands of you, thousands of friends. And this is how they live their life, which is fine. And a lot of us, myself included, I'm learning how to get into that digital spectrum. But feeling not good enough is something that goes throughout the ages. It's there throughout the ages. It's been there since humans, it's been around. So we're looking between approval and authenticity. Not sure if I said that right. So what is it that we are trying to protect when we think that we are not good enough? Who says that? Who determines that if not ourselves? But I will quote some books. I'm not going to read it exactly, but in Galatians 1:10, whose approval are we really living for? That's what he says. So Paul was making a contrast. Seeking human approval, we're living according to something deeper than other people's judgment. See, we're quick to judge. Oh, this wasn't done right. This is that. We have what is called an inner judge that tells you every single time what you did right, what you did wrong, and it constantly is the blah 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 hamana 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 hamana. Every single time, it never shuts up. From the time you wake up, from the time you go to bed. Interesting enough, it only talks to you about the past and it talks to you about the future. You always find a reason for not good enough because you believe it or you believed it. So, how much of feeling not good enough comes from quietly asking other people to tell us that we are enough? Did you believe that you are enough? Or did you need to wait for others to tell you that you are enough? And those others, although I like my parents to tell me good enough, but my experience has been different. I had a situation where my parents did not encourage me like that. I grew up uh, fending for myself pretty much. That's Gen Z, Gen X for you. And there were certain things that I've done that I was not encouraged. Just supposed to go to school and do the same thing that my father used to do. That's how it used to be. Today, things have changed a little bit. Sometimes people think they have changed for the worst or for the better. I believe that we are evolving as we go along and we're figuring things out as we go along. But still, are we waiting for someone else to tell you that you are good enough or not good enough? The Bhagavad Gita, I hope I said that right. Don't want to offend anyone. Bhagavad Gita 247. It says, act fully, but do not build your identity around the result. Krishna teaches there that Arjuna that he has responsibility for his actions, but he does not have ownership over the fruit or the outcome of those actions. So while it's not our fault that we learn a certain way, it's not our fault that our parents taught us a certain way, it's not our fault that we picked up a few things, but it is our responsibility to get off of it or to become a bit more aware of where we're at. You are not who you think you are. And this is one of the biggest message. If you feel that you are not good enough, you are absolutely right. If you feel that you are, you're also right. Depending on which spectrum you're on, you will find proof that supports your claim. So, what happens when achievement stops being something we do and becomes evidence that we use to prove that we deserve to feel enough? Carl Jung, for instance, the persona. We all have a persona, whether you like it or not. We have a persona, and one thing about this persona is that it believes that is real, but it's a persona. As you mature, as you grow, And as you evolve, you will soon figure it out that you have quite a few persona. You're no longer a kid. Some of the books, great books out there, mentions about you need to become a kid again. What that means is you need to see things like a kid. Keep in mind that your brain works like a antenna, big old cosmic antenna, organic antenna, if you may. What you think becomes a reality. Think about that for a moment. We invest a lot of time thinking the way we look, the way we act, the way others do things, and we always compare to others. And those individuals are just as scared, if not more than you. They are in the same situation of feeling not good enough. Sometimes I feel I'm not good enough, but then I remember, yes, I am. I am all that it can be. I need to be able to find the reasons as to why I'm good enough and to move forward and to show up every day and to do the best that I can every single day. Carry on with the persona, the person that you, well, let me put it to you this way. What you see within yourself is not the whole person, it's not the whole you. So we have like social faces, and those social faces we present to the world. For instance, you don't work the same way at work. That you don't, or what you say, you don't behave the same way you behave at work. You don't behave the same way you behave at work in a club. You don't behave the same way you behave in a club at home, or maybe you do because you get to practice a little bit. But you get my point. You don't behave the same way for someone you really like or someone you fancy. So you have different persona. So the person itself is not necessarily false, but we needed to function in society. So the problem comes when we become so identified with that acceptable outer identity that parts of our inner life are pushed out of awareness. Have you ever looked completely fine while feeling not good enough was taking up far more space inside of you? More than anybody really knew? Because what people see on the outside is not necessarily what is happening in the inside. Only you know. But then you put on a persona and we mask it. What if feeling not good enough is not proof that something is wrong with you? Or something is wrong with us, for that matter. How about if it is an invitation to notice what our inner life has been carrying? And I'm talking about generational experiences, knowledge that we have acquired, experiences that we have gone through. Your first date, your first breakup. It does happen. Maybe that's a good time to think you're not good enough, but you are. But remember that a lot of the time we reflect our own inner feelings and we use those lenses to judge and we use that to question others. You are good enough. Every day won't be the same. We've learned, we mature, and we evolve, and we move on. Every day is not the same. Every day is a different day, and it's the present. We live in the present moment. We don't live in the past. The past is in your head, it's in our head, telling us, I'm not good enough. The future is in our head, telling us, I will not be good enough. But right now, I don't care what is, coulda, woulda, shoulda, got it, did. What happened was, I am good enough. Perhaps the deeper work is learning who remains when approval, achievement, and performance grow quiet. Who remains? Feeling not good enough might not disappear on command, but our relationship with it can change if you see it, if we give ourselves time. What changes? What changes do you see when we stop hiding that part from ourselves? What do you see rather than pointing fingers, go someplace else? We have our conscience, subconscious, and superconscious. We will get into that later. It's my plan to share with you. But I wonder, I ponder, do you feel not good enough? Because if you were not good enough, you would not have come here on this earth for this wonderful experience. And the reason I call it a wonderful experience is because you are here. That's proof enough. What makes the tree, the oceans, space, music, inspiration, the divine, as within, so is without, as below, so is above. I know I said it backward on purpose. As the soul, so is the universe. But we are creatures that we ponder a lot, and that allow us to co-create. And as we co-create, we believe what we're feeling. And then we put emotions into it. You are good enough. Otherwise, I will not be talking to you. You will not be listening to this. You are good enough. There are people that cannot see it, including ourselves sometimes. We struggle sometimes because our mind tells us otherwise, because we tell our mind. We want to be careful with our logo, our word, the way we say it to ourselves. Because if we convince ourselves that we're not good enough, we could do things not realizing that we could change the world by simply changing the way we think. You are good enough. You are an expression of everything that is. Everybody is an expression of the same. Now, that's the way I see things. That's what I ponder every time. If nobody were watching, judging, applauding, or measuring us, or you measuring yourself, who would be trying to prove ourselves to? Let's ponder on that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.